Good morning, traders. This is Perry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com, and it's 2 minutes till 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, November 18th. So, looking back at yesterday's session real quick, we had the ingredients for just move down, right? So, if you look at the previous day's value area for the NASDAQ, the majority of the session was spent not being able to get over value area high, then testing value area low, going below it, and then moving back up into the low end at the end of the day. For the ES, right, it was trying to hold value area low and then go down. But if you look at these green boxes, right, this is uh, poor structure from the previous sessions, and then just kind of whitewashed it. So remember, in profile theory, you have an auction basically above the bottom box, right? And then you have one below that bottom box. So, you know, failure uh, to participate and move higher above value area high and testing that low side of this top auction 3 different times before it failed. And if we look down here at positioning for the Nasdaq, right? I'm not going to beat these up too much, but you're basically settling in between 605 and 610 on the Qs, right? We went all the way up to 613, basically, 612 and a half, 613 in the morning. Come back down, hit 605, come back up, hit 611, come back down, hit 605 again, come back up 607 and a half, and then roll back down and basically touch 600, and then consolidated there. Couldn't get any lower. That is the put wall so far into the end of the year. It doesn't mean it can't be breached, but that's where you should find a floor, and then you have to see, anything below there and then back above should be a long until things change, especially watching the VIX. And if we look back at what the VIX was doing at the same time, right? Uh, you're making a higher high on the VIX, lower lows, right? And then you just got that spike up and come back down. And remember, the main thing on the Monday and Tuesday of the VIX roll is normally anytime that there's a bid in the VIX, right? It's just met with selling, especially when you're coming down to the call wall, which means that you're going to find a bid. It doesn't mean the market's going to rip, but you've got limited downside. So the title of the video, and we'll get into this more in a minute, is can the VIX hold below 600 with the VIX roll tomorrow? To be honest with you, it's possible, but it's unlikely. Um, so we'll have to, we'll watch the markers, but we have a clearer line in the sand, right? Yesterday's high in the VIX, 2275 on the futures here. So it's going to need to be above there and holding above there for the VIX to hold uh, below 600 on the Qs today, which would mean that 24,745, right? Yesterday's uh, low, that that's what you need to sustain a move under there. I'm not gonna the untested points of control. Yesterday's point of control all the way up to 67.58. Uh, and then as we, kind of look, we're still just screwing around trying to get down. Remember the profile target, we're kind of hitting them now. The top of the box that I had shown you guys was right around 24,640, and the bottom of the box is 24,200. Let's just round it to. So you're kind of in that support zone, that area for the bottom. The market likes to test confirmation. Remember, there was an auction that tested down to here, the kind of that sucker bar. So we'll see, what happens. But uh, you can see, just look at the left on the chart, right below uh, 24,500. There's really not much action compared to above that as you look at all the overlapping candles. So that could be, I wouldn't be sticking my neck out to the long side unless I see other factors uh, below this. Um, and we can get into what some of those other factors are here in a second. So we had some poor structure, right? These red boxes and all the indexes. and then we're holding below those. But probably a gap fill. And remember, there's going to be an auction that's basically below uh, 24,950, let's call it, and then one above it that goes up to yesterday's point of control, which is 25,151, right around that expected high move of the day. You can see in the overnight, not a lot happening. In the bottom of the auction that we're currently in is 24,550 basically for the NQ, and then 6627 for the ES. And that's both of them have that. That's the 1 day expected low end of the range for toss. Again, that doesn't mean you're going to trade them, but you're getting your risk to reward wise. And if we're going to clean up poor structure, it would be nice to see the ES get down to anywhere between 65.70 to 65.80, clear up some of this poor structure, and then uh, watch the VIX start kind of trading off if that happens, meaning you're going to get that bounce up, and then we'll have to go from there. The VIX could get, right, a bid and hold the bid into the day. We'll get into that in a second. It's unlikely. Again, I'd say it's probably like a 22% chance at most. Uh, Looking at the SPX, right, there's not a lot of large gamma anywhere around where we're at, so there's no help there as far as positioning goes. Looking at the SPY is currently trading 662, 663 right in there. And you can see that's kind of like the bottom end of the agreement between the bulls and the bears today. So the top end of the agreement's all the way up to 676. I don't think we'll get there, but you can see 665, 670 is splits in there. And again, we're currently trading 662 half, so we're right in between these, but you can see 663 to 666, that is an area of that we could get into. Uh, and then holding below, just like the Q600 is a level, the SPY would be 660, trying to hold below there. You can see there's room to go down, but you're going to need help from the VIX rising and holding above yesterday's high at that point in time. And then yesterday we were looking at 595 as a potential floor for the day. We didn't get down there, right? We got down to the 600 again. Uh, 595, 596 is still right in there for the week, but again, you need help to sustain under 600, and then 600 to 605, 606. That's kind of the area that we're in the auction, and then you got another auction from 608 to 612. And you can see for the week you got 610, 611 has a little bit more gamma. So pay attention to I'm sorry, 610, 612. So pay a little bit more attention to 612 than you normally would if we get up there. I would not for today, I would not try to push anything past there. That would be, $12 higher than we are currently trading. That would be, a pretty substantial move. So looking at where we're at, just, we're just in the middle of this auction basically that ranges between, that 24,550 up to 24,950. Uh, that's we're smack dab in the middle at 24,750 basically at this point in time. And the same for the ESO. We're not really tipping our hands to anything at this point in time. So I'll probably sit on my hands a little bit at the open and see if we can get to the top or the bottom of this auction and then see if there's a fade involved, right? Since we've been down so much, uh, you know, when you get up here, I wouldn't just short it. At either of these instances, I wouldn't look for a fade. So all I'm looking for is a change in structure, the VIX to be showing signs, and then looking for a next trade. And I'm probably only looking for, I'm not going to be greedy today. I'm probably only looking for 35 to 80 point trades in the NASDAQ at a time and just cut it after that. I don't care what it does after that. We could just sit here and bounce around in this lower end all day long. And, you know, if you get a 35 to 80 point trade, walk away for 25, 30 minutes. Don't sit at your screen. Come back and reassess. See if there's another place you'd like to participate in later. I hope this helps. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.